Hey guys, what's up? It's the Snake Dude 1814 here. Sorry if I sound a little bit hoarse. I literally just woke up and almost had a heart attack because this guy, Vegas, just escaped last night and I found him. So we'll start with him for our January Reptile Room tour because that's fun. I'll quickly explain how he got out and then we're going to get to the rest of the animals. So for those of you that don't know already, this is Vegas. I just put him back in his terrarium. But he lives in this 55-gallon aquarium. I siliconed it and I fixed it up a bit so he can live in it now. So it's practically the equivalent of a 4 foot by 1 foot by 2 foot tall vivarium with a couple Exoterra backgrounds in there. So I have a feeling what happened last night is obviously my fault. He did shed last night, by the way, too, so I'm wondering if that's what increased his activity. But you look on the sides here, guys, and I've got cage clips on each side of the lid to prevent him from lifting it up, because it is relatively hard to lift up. Well, I woke up this morning to find both of these like that. I have a feeling what he did was, after he shed, he was on his nightly routine, probably climbed up and slipped out. I mean, I've got heat lamps on here, guys, so that gives you an idea just how strong these guys are. Snakes are definitely escape artists, and he certainly lives up to the name of it. So I'll make sure I put these back on. But that is Vegas. So I guess I didn't really sum it up in the intro how we're going to make this reptile room go down, but I just wanted to bring them up quickly because I thought you guys would enjoy that. And then let's get on with it. We'll go to some of our next reptiles. So on the topic of snakes, considering Vegas's escape last night, I figured what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go through all the snakes that I currently have and am watching, and then I'll go into the rest of the collection, which is mostly lizards and geckos. And without further ado, here we have Hash. Sorry, let me get the camera to focus. He lives in a 40-gallon, I guess that's the dimensions of it, but it's a critter keeper by the company Zilla. He's got a 60-watt day blue. He's got 2 heat mats, one there and one there. And he is actually coiled up right down there. I'm not going to take him out because I fed him a couple days ago, but that's him. If you guys need to, I have him in other videos, so you can go check that out. That's just his initial setup. He's got his thermometer. It's a little bit cold at the moment, but I use these the Zilla thermostats, and it's heating his tank at the moment. So overall, that is Hash and his setup. So for those of you that know me, you do know that I do pet sit for some people, and I always like to feature them in the videos just to spice up some of the collection instead of you guys seeing the same thing every month or two, just because I can understand how that can get boring, trust me. And I don't want to bore you guys out. So at the moment, I'm also currently watching one other snake. Usually I just have Hash in Vegas, but I'm watching a baby albino corn snake by the name of Chili. So what I'll do is I'll show you his little setup because he's a baby, and we'll take him out because he's really pretty. So here is Chili's setup. It's just a basic, I think this is practically equivalent to a small Rubbermaid container. It's a critter keeper though. He has a heat mat on the bottom. As you know, snakes do not require supplemental lighting, so it's okay that he doesn't have anything on top. He's heated from below with a little heat mat on his hot side, and then he has a nice water bowl which also doubles as a hide. He usually likes to hide under there though. What we'll do is if I can one arm this, we'll get him out and I will show him to you guys. You guys have probably seen him in past videos if you follow me. Up, here he is. But this is Chili. Come here, bud. And here he is. So, it's a little baby albino corn snake. Very pretty little snake. The camera will focus on him. But yeah. So this is Chili. Pretty cute little guy. And I like him a lot. So that is him. And yeah, that's Chili, the baby albino corn snake. So moving on to lizards, you know she's recently become a fan favorite. This is Jazz. Her full name's Jasmine, but everybody likes to call her Jazz for short. She is the Harlequin Crested Gecko of the collection. She's gorgeous. I like her a lot. She's a very, very entertaining lizard. Let me get an up close shot of her face. Oh, there's some good focus on her. Look at her. She's awesome. Love that pattern on her head. It almost looks like a mouth and a nose opening up. Yeah, there's Jazz. And that's her. She's been mostly eating a diet of Repashy. I like to change the flavor up for her every few days just because she seems to enjoy it. But that is Jazz. As for her setup, she is in a 12x12x18 Exoterra. She's got the Exoterra Gecko fixture on here, or whatever. It's a light fixture where you tap it and it switches colors to day and night. And she's got some plants, a log for her to hide in, so you can see her when she chooses to hide in there. But that is her. She is a really awesome gecko. On the topic of geckos, I'm also currently watching 3 baby crested geckos. If you guys haven't seen in my previous video, my friend and I's awesome gecko breeding project, I believe it was, I'll leave a link in the description below. But practically what we did is, my friend and I, we've been breeding various species of geckos, in particular crested geckos, which have been our most successful at the moment. So we have 3 babies. I've also got 2 eggs in an incubator that I'm currently watching. But I will show you these little guys. They are, I believe, like patternless. Forgive me if I'm not too good on my gecko morphs here, guys, but I know this one is a young Harlequin like Jazz, so I will show you one of them, and then there's only one in here, so let's get right into it. So here's one of the patternless babies. He's going up my arm, but that is him. Okay. Well, let me quickly get him off my shoulder here, guys. If I can grab him. Sorry about that. These guys are very jumpy. There you go. So that's one of the patternless babies, just because, well, they have no pattern on their back whatsoever, except on their tail. He's going to go the same routine again. But that is... Oh, please don't jump. I'm just going to set him on one of his... Well, yeah, they're very jumpy when they're little guys, so, there he is. The old baby gecko. I'll try and get a better view from up here where you can actually see him better. Sorry, the camera's a bit... There you go, so there's one of the patternless babies. Oh, they're super active little baby geckos. Probably because they think everything wants to eat them. So now we'll go on to our baby Harlequin. The sibling of this looks practically identical, hence why they're both together. Plus they're from the same mom, if you noticed on the sides. I have, again, I know the dad's a pinstripe. I'm pretty sure the mom's like a patternless. I put low because she has some pattern. But we have 2 unsexed baby geckos in here. As for this baby Harlequin gecko, I believe you all saw her in my last video. But she is actually not under her leaves. I think she's in here. Oh, yep, there she is. So, this is the baby Harlequin crested gecko that my friend and I bred from a Harlequin mom and a pinstripe dad. By the looks of it, she's just a Harlequin, no partial pinstripe. But again, if I'm wrong, please correct me, guys. I'm still figuring out my gecko morphs as of this moment. But that is the baby Harlequin. Pretty cool little gecko. For the next lizard, this is Rocky, the bearded dragon. I know I don't show him in too many videos just because a lot of people have beardies, and it's not like, you know, most people don't know how to take care of him at this rate. Overall, though, he's still a pretty cool lizard. I do feature him in some feeding videos. As you can see, though, again, I'll zoom out on his setup. He is in a Zoomed 40-gallon terrarium, vivarium, whatever you want to call it. 3 feet long, 18 inches deep, 18 inches high. He's got a, I believe, 75-watt basking bulb and a 10% UV. And overall, he's just been living life to the fullest. So that is Rocky. Let's move on. Moving on to the next lizard, I'm actually watching this one. I do not permanently own her. Sometimes I take her on back and forth because it is my friend who does have the gecko breeding project with me. But this is Zilla. She is a young Argentine black and white Tegu. I'd say she's about a year old. He's had her for quite a while. She's currently residing in this large Exoterra, 3 feet long, 18 by 18. It's the same dimensions as a 40-gallon, like Hash and Rocky live in. She will be getting an upgrade, though, because she is starting to get a little bit cramped in it as far as I can tell. So the owner of her will probably be upgrading her setup. As you can see, though, she's a very inquisitive little lizard. Super interesting, and she's gorgeous. I love the black and white marks on her. I think she's absolutely fantastic. She's figuring out what the camera is. Hi, Zilla. And she is, I love tegus. I think they're great reptiles. Definitely not a starter lizard if you're looking to get into lizards, though. They do require a lot of space. They need high humidity. Really sort of not ideal for the starting reptile keeper. And she is just figuring out what this thing is. Zilla. Overall, you can tell she's a gorgeous lizard. I love the black and white tegus especially. I think they're absolutely beautiful lizards. I love the patterning on them, and they're, like I said, they're super intelligent. I've actually been trying to tame her down because she's a little bit nippy for being a baby. But, you know, as you can tell, like, if she smells my hands. But as soon as she sees movement, like really quick movement, she'll go right for food. But yeah, that is Zilla. So let's finish up this reptile room tour. Now, last but certainly not least, to finish off this reptile room, this is Harriet, my female Chinese water dragon. She is an adult, practically. She's about 2.5 feet long, head to tail. She's sort of dull because she is shedding. So as you can see, there's some patches on her knee, and she looks a little gray in the face and on her hand. I know she's missing a couple fingers. She was actually like that when I got her. I don't think I've ever mentioned how I received her, but she was actually a birthday present from a friend. I have a feeling she came from a PetSmart or a Petco or somewhere, and she had bad nose rub, which is where they don't understand what glass is. As you guys can tell, her tank is built out of wood. My dad and I built this. If you guys want to see how I built it, I will also leave another link in the description below. Otherwise, though, her tank is 4 feet long, 2 feet deep, and 5 feet tall. I keep the baby Crested Geckos up on top there. But she's got a ceramic heat emitter, two basking bulbs to keep this area nice and hot. A lot of people think water dragons are a cooler species, but I've actually had a lot of success keeping her really nice and warm. That basking spot, although it currently says it's 105 on the thermometer, sorry if it's kind of hard to read that there, but like that's the air temperature. The actual spot will hit close to 120, and she loves it. Otherwise, she also has a humidity system going on, controlled by her Zoomed Hygratherm. It's always hard to read the dial on camera, sorry guys. But what I'll do is I'll open up her tank quickly. I'll just open up this one door. It's got a little latch right there. But this is Harriet, and she is a pretty awesome lizard. Hi, sweetie. I really like her a lot. She's really pretty, and she's a pleasure to work with. Again, though, like the Tegu, I really wouldn't recommend them as a beginner reptile, just because they do need the high humidity, and they also do require a lot of space. They're not like a bearded dragon that sits around all day. She doesn't just sit there. She will often go into her water, she'll climb amongst her leaves, then she'll bask, of course. So they're a very active lizard, but very rewarding. So overall, guys, I'll leave the camera on her. I'll get her from a different angle for y'all. Okay, well, that didn't go as well, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I always appreciate it. Otherwise, though, comment below what your favorite reptile was in this tour. That'll be interesting. I like to see what you guys like. Until then, though, this has been the Snake Dude 1814, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.